Boom, 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 boom. Pictures of serious-looking people. Boom, 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 boom. Breaking news animation graphic thingy. Boom, 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 boom. Slow-moving numbers about markets I do not understand. Boom, 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 boom. 12-year-old Catholic altar boys all around the world have been celebrating ever since the Pope broke with Catholic dogma by liking a picture of a sexy school girl on Instagram. The move has been widely seen as a reconciliatory effort towards the more conservative parts of the church. The gap between him and the more conservative parts have been widening ever since the Pope said that homosexuals are also children of God and are essentially just like people. To which the conservative wing has replied, yeah, maybe, but nah, not really, and definitely not. The Pope's move on Instagram is seen as a signal saying that the Pope himself is not gay because he likes, and I'm using the medical term here, fat Brazilian lady booty. Vatican officials, however, have been quick to point out that the like is unlikely to have been placed by the Pope himself. Instead, they have been trying to lay the blame at the feet of some intern. An intern we can only assume is named Steve. Editor of La Croix newspaper, Robert Mickens has said in The Guardian, the Pope is not like Donald Trump. He's not sitting around using his phone or computer to tweet all day long. Turns out the Pope is more of an Instagram kind of guy. The Vatican, however, has announced that they will launch an inquiry into the developing scandal, and our sources in Rome are hopeful that the inquiry will be more serious and thorough than the previous inquiries into child abuse. Guys, I'm not doing this. This is old news. Even for us, this is... What? Last week. I'm sorry, I had no idea. We at the Side Stream Media would like to thank Californian Bishop Oscar Cantu for making sure that child abuse stories in the Catholic Church never go out of date. However, we would also like to follow the Church's example and not delve too deeply into this story. So, in other feminist news from the Vatican, the Pope has announced that he will appoint 6 women to the Vatican's very first financial watchdog, further proof of the belief that the Pope actually really likes women. The financial watchdog is created in part as a response to the developing London real estate scandal, in which the Vatican lost significant amounts of money in a deal involving, and we would like to apologize for the stereotypical nature of reality here, shady Italian businessmen and a bank from, surprise, surprise, Switzerland. The scandal has proven once and for all that even if you're a representative of Christ on earth, you can't find decent housing in London. The Vatican wanted to buy the £350 million property in London because what? Because why remains unclear. What is clear, however, is that the Vatican police has made several arrests and raided several houses and offices of people believed to be connected to the deal. It has also been reported that one of the few people that spoke out against the deal at the time is Australian Cardinal George Pell. Cardinal George Pell has been in the media's attention ever since he's been accused of child sex. Guys, I'm not doing this. I'm not... Yeah, it's Australia. Nobody cares. What? What do you mean it just pops up everywhere? What is this, a QAnon podcast or something? Jesus Christ. What? Jesus Christ has been clean. Well, it's good news. This financial omnishamble comes at a time where the Holy See has asked its Economic Council to cut down spending, according to head of the Economic Council, Cardinal Marx. This is not a joke. His name is actual Cardinal Marx. Look it up, Reinhard Marx. Just type in Cardinal Marx. Not Cardinal Marx, Cardinal Marx. Cardinal Marx has also been in the interest of the media ever since he's allegedly been covering up child. Guys, I'm not doing this. No, it's old news. He spoke out against it. I'm moving on. No, I'm moving on. Back to actual controversies. At the center of the financial controversy is the investment firm Centurion Global Fund, which handled significant amounts of Vatican investments worldwide. The funds of Centurion Global Fund are in turn handled by Banca Zarattini, and again, sorry for the stereotypes, a Swiss bank. The Swiss bank has recently been indicted in the US due to its connection to a $1 billion money laundering scheme involving prominent fair-weather Catholic and presumed Venezuelan president for life, Nicolas Maduro. But perhaps more shockingly, the church has been directly linked to investments in an even more menacing and evil communist cabal, Hollywood. It has surfaced that Centurion Global Fund has invested almost $1 million of Vatican money in the Elton John biopic, Rocket Man. We at Sidestream Media would like to point out that we did not make this up. We couldn't, even if we tried. So it seems that despite the church's firm opposition against explicit gay sex on television, the fastest way to financial heaven remains a ride on Elton John's A Rocket. Now, dear viewers, we could honestly make an hour-long broadcast about Vatican financials, but we won't. And the reason we won't is because I have the memory of a mentally challenged goldfish. And also, I do not have auto cue. However, we like to emphasize that we respect anyone's freedom of religion. And furthermore, we respect anyone's right to have that religion organized by men in silly hats. However, we did want to bring you this story, because if you're Catholic and donate to the Catholic Church, or if you're not Catholic and donate to the Catholic Church because reasons, we think you have the right to know where this money ends up. And as it stands, there's a chance that your donation ends up with lawyers arguing in I'm not doing this. In the hands of lawyers, Nicolas Maduro, or even worse, London real estate agents. However, there's also a chance that your donations are used to help fund Elton John and his no doubt delicious and presumably moist sex life. And no one can take that away from you. On a more personal note, I would like to say, Dear Holiness, 2020 has been rough. It's been rough on all of us. And the last 100 years has been pretty rough on the church specifically. So I, for one, completely understand that you might sometimes need some quality time on Instagram to raise your most holy of spirits. I would also like to thank you on behalf of basically everybody that you have said that masturbation is no longer a sin. And I'm sure that these two stories are not connected in any way, shape or form. So, without further ado, grazie Papa. Good night, and good Lord. Boom, 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 boom. Ah, good heavens.